Oh yeah. What up, y'all? This is your boy Vanara Scott, the KillaKrane himself. It is October the 18th, 2024 to him. What's going on with everybody? Let me somebody just wanted me to text them the link. Here we go. All right, we are ready to go. First of all, we have with us the grim fate himself, Mr. David. How's it going?
How you doing, Mr. Scott?
Oh, I'm doing well. I really appreciate you showing up today. I know you have a busy schedule, so I really appreciate any of those who just show up. He has gotten disconnected. Hold on. He's going to come back on here, I'm sure. We're having some technical difficulties. I had some earlier. That's why I started a little earlier than I usually do. Well, I started setting up earlier than I usually do. Okay. We are just hold on. Here he goes.
All right, I'm here.
There you go. Yes, sir. Oh, there he is. Uh-oh. I see Goku back there with some food.
It's Taco Goku. He has a plate of tacos in his hand. I found this and I was like, that's funny to me, so I decided to use it.
I love that, man. It's a taco burrito, polo. I know that means chicken.
Got a couple of things on there.
More than a couple. That's a nice little. Is it a poster or just a backdrop?
It's a background to like another piece of art. Somebody put both of them up, and I was like, yeah, I'll take the background of that. It looks nice. So cool. They posted the background without any of the characters in the front of it, but it looks really nice. So I decided to use it.
Everybody loves Goku. Let me ask this question while we're waiting for everybody to pop on. Goku versus Superman. Who you got?
I got. Well, which Superman you talking about? Real quick.
Let's just say that's a great question. As a matter of fact, I guess pre-crisis. There's so many versions of Superman. I mean, he's been out since the 20s, the 1920s, 30s, something like that. So I don't know. And you know, the thing I hate about superheroes is after a while they get so overpowered. You know, and I think the main thing what was it, Death Battle? They said that he would, like he'd win because he got the Green Lantern's ring and pull the Earth. But you know, the Green Lantern's ring does magnify your powers. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if that was a fair assessment.
They didn't even give him the Green Lantern ring in the first place in the fight, so I don't really respect that. They did another one recently, which was I think it was Bardock versus Omni-Man, and they did it really poorly with how they described the characters. They never really get the scaling right for a lot of them. They just kind of pick their favorites now and then. But yeah, this is the photo right here, the original photo.
Oh, that is nice. That is nice. That's not Bulma, is it?
Oh no, that's from another anime, but it is like a mech anime, not Gundam. Another one. I don't know what it's called. I do. Neon Genesis. That's the popular one.
Look who we have here. We have my daughter, Vanara Scott. How you doing, Irie?
I'm doing good.
Good. David, this is a person you've never met before ever in life, I'm sure.
Never.
Yes. All right. Nairi, Superman versus Goku, real quick.
Goku.
Goku?
Goku.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry. All right. I like that answer. But I like the short ones. I like the long ones. Let me make sure. Okay, nobody's texting me. I have to keep up with the comments and stuff like that in case somebody drops on in. All right. So we are going to any shout outs before we do anything. I know that y'all both want to, it's on the tip of y'all tongue. Y'all want to say it was National Vanara Scott Day on the 13th of this month. So we all know that everybody celebrates National Vanara Scott Day. So other than National Vanara Scott Day, is there any other birthdays, shout outs, anything you want to bring up? You should put a sheet up there or something. I don't know.
What?
Nothing. I would say put a sheet up there. He looks a little shy today.
Who?
Your hubby.
Okay, so anyhow.
No, you don't have to sign out. Just stop the camera. Just collapse the camera for a little bit so he can come in. Okay. Well, he's in now. Okay.
No, he's just sitting down.
Okay, great. So, any birthdays, shout outs? You want to holler at somebody?
No, I can't really think of anything.
Okay. Cool. Let me ask y'all a question too. One of the people who was when I was doing the podcast last time, they wanted me to do a Uncle Samsonite. Do y'all know who that is? Hello?
Can you repeat it?
Uncle Samsonite.
No, I've never heard of them. I probably have. I'm not thinking of it properly.
Okay. Yeah, I appreciate the one who sent me that message. I love to give them a shout out, but I don't have their names written here. I did write Uncle Samsonite. I guess it's an anime, but I will get to that once I do. I'm gonna do another one. Venaris doesn't know anime, and you guys we're gonna talk about nothing but anime, So we're gonna do that one again. I haven't done that one in about 2 years, 3 years, something like that. I gotta do another one. So anyway, let's get it started. I was hoping my boy Lamar or my boy Marzell or the rest of them, they probably show up a little bit later. But let's get it going on. All right. With a lot of these, you're going to choose between two things and explain why you're choosing between these two things. Y'all ready? All right. First thing. Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat. Which one was the better game? Now, you can look at it from an 80's, 90's perspective, or you guys can look at it from a modern day perspective and the way it's evolved.
I mostly prefer. I like Mortal Kombat. I don't prefer it though. I prefer Street Fighter. I mostly prefer Street Fighter because it had a lot of inspiration from Dragon Ball Z and stuff. So I was like, yeah, that's good stuff. And I used to watch it had an anime for that one too, and I used to watch that like all the time.
I remember it.
It was weird. He used to do this stuff a lot when he was doing the Hadouken. And it was like a weird thing with his arms. And he did it for like 3 minutes, and then he finally threw it, and it was really weird, but it was cool to me. So, but yeah, I prefer that one. I just like the anime, so I think it has a better overall. Also, the movie for Mortal Kombat is decent. I do like the movie wise. Mortal Kombat wins, but like game wise and like cartoon wise, I think Street Fighter wins.
Okay. Nair, what you say?
Sorry, I was gone doing something. What did you say?
So the thing is, Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat. Which one's the better game? Which one do you like more from any point?
Street Fighter all the way out.
Street Fighter?
Yeah.
I would say Street Fighter 2 as far as the gameplay. I love the gameplay of Street Fighter. It's just awesome. And I would say story-wise, the Mortal Kombat, of course, has the better story, mythos. but Street Fighter is much better. Oh, I also found out, and I put this on Facebook, why in these animes and like Power Rangers, they're always announcing before they do something. And the enemy always waits for the Power Ranger to change and for the Zords to connect together. And you know how Street Fighters Hadouken, and they're always announcing it. And I find that that's Japanese culture. The samurais used to do that. So if you defeat somebody in battle, you could have the bragging rights and bring their heads. This is so and so from this clan, and he used this attack on me, and I still defeated him. You know what I'm saying? So just a little interesting tidbit. So I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me see. Nari, that hat, is that them Naruto's? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
One of the Pokemons y'all usually be liking.
No, not Pokemon. It's Naruto.
That's what I said. I said Pokemons. See, I got it right. Anyway, and you got the Super Mario shirt. I'm sorry. And what you got on your shirt, David?
Oh, that's a Spider-Man.
Oh, can't go wrong with the Spidey. Is that Miles Morales or which version?
That is Miles Morales from the movie version.
Oh, okay, the new one.
But it also has Scarlet, Miguel O'Hara, 2099, Scarlet Spider right there. I'm trying to use the camera to point, but I messed it up. That's the cowboy one, and that's the I don't know which one that was.
Okay, that's been 17 million Spider-Mans.
In the movie, that's the pregnant one. I think she's Spider-Woman.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know who the ones at the end are, but that's Hyena Spider-Man, I think. There's a lot of them. And this is T-Rex Spider-Man at the bottom.
I saw that movie. They even had a spider pig and everything. I guess Homer Simpson was right when he was like, Spider pig, Spider pig. You remember that movie? So, I'm glad y'all two are here. I'm looking for some people who are actually in the 80s and 90s, but this is really great that we got two people who were born after the year 2000. So, here's the thing. If you went back in the 80s and 90s, you had to wear, hold on 1 minute. We have the L Dog himself, Lamar Hicks, was going on.
What's up?
Man, we're gonna have a good show. This is my daughter Vanara, and this is David. You remember him before, the Grim Fate himself.
Good evening.
Hi, what's up?
So, like I was telling them, this is gonna be great, man, because we got me and you who were born in the 90s and the 80s, and these two individuals who weren't. So we can do a comparison of, which ones we prefer and which ones they prefer. I was born in 75. 75? Okay. You still Gen X. Well, I would consider you in the Gen X era. No, you would be what, baby boomer or what's that?
I was born. That's all I need to know.
I heard that. So let's get. Oh, you got any shout outs before we get started?
Man, I don't. I'm just enjoying my gummies.
Is it the smoke shop kind?
Lifesaver gummies.
Oh, okay. Ooh. We're gonna get on that because we're gonna talk about snacks too. So, let me ask you, since you dropped in, Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, from any viewpoint you want to, which one do you prefer? Because this was a hot button topic in the 80s and 90s and still is.
Both. Can't go wrong with both.
If you had to choose one, which one would you choose?
Street Fighter, probably.
Okay. Looks like that's across the board, Street Fighter. Okay. Now the next one, y'all, check this picture out. I know, Lamar, you remember these jeans. So what's the name of these jeans, Lamar?
Cross color.
Yes, sir. Cross colors was very popular in our woke era where we were getting back to Africa type stuff.
I think
No.
that once people in the hip hop genre start wearing them, they really became popular.
I think that. Do y'all remember a group called Arrested Development?
Everyday people.
Yeah,
I know they don't.
Mr. Window.
That wasn't my favorite song by them.
Is it really?
My favorite song was Tennessee from Everyday People.
Okay. I should download that music if y'all can, so we can play it. But
I already have. I already got it.
I got to catch up to you. I'm on the Pandora era, so I just get on Pandora. So, Nairi or David, do y'all know what these jeans are called?
I don't know nothing about clothing. I'm gonna be so real.
Hammer pants.
Was that?
Hammer pants. I don't know, boy.
Those are not hammer pants, bro.
Well,
I know they're not baggy enough. I'm thinking of baggy, so I was like hammer pants.
No.
The other
what they
one.
call
What's
Lamar?
I don't know what they call, but they sure in the hell ain't no hammer pants for sure.
He was close though, because they evolved, I think, from hammer pants. These are called parachute pants. Very popular. I used to love the hell out of them pants. Now,
Damn.
if you guys had to choose, you're going to school, and both of these were popular. You had to either wear the cross-color jeans or the parachute pants. Which one are y'all choosing to wear?
Parachute.
Parachute.
Yeah.
Okay, Lamar.
You know what? I would probably break the mold and probably do parachute, because at times when I'm at work, I really want to be comfortable. So yeah, I think a lot of times, like I said, well, I know a lot of people probably will wear them.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I only wear jeans now because I have to.
And sometimes they can be hot too. That's why you rarely see me in jeans too.
Yeah.
And I don't understand the skinny jeans. They're just too hot. You ain't got no room, and it's just thick. And I just don't understand it. But that is not my generation.
Different strokes to move the world. Yes,
Okay.
it does. It takes different strokes to move the world. With the tight jeans on. Y'all
We might need to do another one.
Y'all didn't catch that, Different strokes to move the world.
I had a question I was going to ask, but I'm going to say that for the next podcast. I say it for the next podcast. But anyway, which snacks would y'all bring back, since Mr. Hicks right there was eating some snacks earlier? Which one of these snacks could you bring back?
I would bring back. Hold on, let me put this thing on full screen. I would bring back the Dang, these are all good. Maybe
know,
the
right?
Squeeze It.
The Squeeze Its.
Yeah.
Cooler.
They still got Dunkaroos around.
They still got what? What'd you say, Nairi?
Oh, they still got Dunkaroos.
Oh, Dunkaroos. They sure do. We saw them at the actually I saw them at Dollar Tree. David, which one would you bring back?
The Ecto Cooler.
Ecto Cooler. Excellent choice. L Dog.
I'm gonna let my wife do this one.
Okay.
So he said, if you could bring one back, put it back on there. Which one of these would you bring back?
Ooh. Oh man, just one.
Yes.
The pizzerias.
Pizzerias.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really like.
joints.
Yeah. Yeah.
How you doing, by the way?
I'm good. You?
Congratulations.
Thank you. 3 days left. 3
You
days.
got 3 days left.
3.
Ooh, shut
3
your mouth.
days left.
Man, that is just so beautiful.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Now, one more thing.
I had to bring her in for this one because I know that she loved the snacks, man.
I heard that.
I'm gonna say the squeezes, even though the squeezes are not that good for you anymore at all. Oh my god! But you know what? Gosh, I hate to give a backstory, but I am. So my dad used to get squeezes, and my niece was there with us, and man, it was a free for all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the squeezes was fun, man.
And look, I know there's no denying, everybody will agree with me. The best after school snack ever, especially with some red Kool-Aid, was fried bologna sandwich. Can y'all agree with me?
Yeah.
No.
What do you think, Naira? I know I done bought y'all all kind of snacks. I done spoiled y'all heavily.
I think the best one was Lunchables.
Lunchables? Okay. I forgot about Lunchables. What'd you say, David? What'd you say? The best after school snack? What is that? No, gummy bears.
Yes, sir.
You know, coincidentally, that's the name of one of my favorite Disney cartoons, Saturday morning cartoons.
Gummy bears?
Yeah, you know when they were drinking that cocaine-filled drink and making them bounce around? It had to be cocaine, right?
No.
Bouncing here and there and everywhere.
I love y'all mics, man.
Oh, TY, right? Thanks.
Yeah, I love the way you guys got your mics set up.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Whoever bought you that microphone must have been a great guy. You need to thank him.
Thank you, Dad, for getting me my mic.
No problem.
He got me the mic, but I had to buy like the extra stuff because when we got the package, it only came with the mic. It didn't came with like the hookups and stuff. Like this thing, I had to buy separately. So yeah, I bought on my own cash.
That's what's up. Yeah. That's what's up. I mean, you know what? He got you the start, and you finished it off, and that's a great thing.
Yeah,
that's a great thing. And I'm willing to bet you $1 million you're gonna take care of that mic for the rest of your life.
Mm-hmm. This is expensive too.
I know. I know.
About 100 bones.
That's a lot.
This is the one right here.
Ooh, y'all putting me to shame. I ain't even gonna put up my mic. God, no. But I like seeing everybody except myself. You know, I like to put others before me. So if y'all doing better than me, you know what I'm saying? I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm good. I got this podcast, but I want to see everybody else doing great too. You know?
Honestly, I need to get a new like what do you call it? Monitor or camera thing. I need to get a new one of those because quality on my computer is really bad, honestly.
No, it's actually good.
Oh,
it is.
You actually look like real clear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it looks. He has my ring light, so it looks like it. Usually, it's way better than this. So.
Yeah.
And I will buy one. I'm sorry for borrowing it again.
It's okay. It's cool.
Now let's look at this right here. Can y'all see that?
Yeah.
So David, Nairi, and I'm gonna get back to you, Lamar. Can you name any of these up here and their purpose?
So I cannot name them, but I can tell you what they are. Okay, so you have at least a couple of these. Okay, so of course the thing where you're putting the tape in, that's like for your car, I believe. That's for your car, right?
Uh-huh.
Where they're putting the tape in. It's like for playing music. And then the one below it is to roll up the car window and et cetera, et cetera. It's a little hard to see some of these, actually. Because my eyes are like The blue tape, I can't tell if that's Hubba Bubba or if that's like tape for like measuring clothings and whatnot, or just measuring things in general. It's like
Okay.
hurting my eyes a little. Um,
You should know those 3 circle things. I got them in my room right now.
no, I don't.
Those 3 circle things right there on the left.
Yeah, I don't
fourth
know.
one.
No, I don't know.
I'm gonna let David get on that. Do you recognize anything else, Nari?
There's like a bottle cap opener I'm seeing. Looks like a bottle cap opener.
Okay.
Top on the top middle.
Okay.
And then there's like this radio looking thing. I think that was
looking thing.
Oh,
Oh,
looks like a
second
radio.
row.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like a radio. It looks like a radio that they'd be playing at recess when telling the kids to come back inside. And then I'm guessing that's an MP3 on fourth
MP3.
row, or MP play an MP something play a music player thingy.
Okay, you said
I know.
fourth row, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you
Mhm.
talking about the third thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm loving these guesses, by the way.
And I'm a guess that's all I really know. Yeah.
David, what can you tell me?
All right. The top right cigarette lighter, the top middle is a can from the can opener that is torn off. The next to that is a car's cassette player.
What kind?
What kind?
I think an 8-track looks like it. And second row right is a microphone, I think.
And what place would you find that microphone?
It looks like it's in a park, but I'm not sure for sure, but it looks like it's like to announce something, like a PA system almost.
I'll give you a hint. The Flintstones. Opening credits.
I can't think of it right now, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure what that one is in the middle, on the top, like the second row middle. That is something I'm confused about. But next, that is a hand crank for a window.
Okay.
Below that, I'm not sure what that is. It looks like a couple of dice, but I don't know.
It does look like dice.
Keep going.
The
I'm
middle
loving these
is
answers too.
is a pink measuring tape for clothing. It wraps around somebody's body to get their measurements. Next to that, I think I know what that is, but I'm not sure. That's it looks like a cigar cutter. I think that's what it kind of looks like to me. And then those are the circle things. Those are the thing you put inside your ViewMaster, and then you change the video. Then
Very good.
I don't know. I think that bottom thing is a crock pot, but I don't know about the rest of the stuff. That is very curious. I don't know.
I think the thing on the third row on the right, I may be totally wrong about this, but it looks like, okay, so box, it looks like the thing where you put the musical circle thing on and it helps play the notes. It's probably not even that, but
Nope, not exactly.
okay.
Lamar, you're gonna be the phone a friend. So give them a clue for each one that they missed. Y'all did some good jobs.
So the one that's on the bottom, on the left, that's I'm gonna give you a great hint, y'all. No, I'm gonna hum it. Well, I just said
The Star
okay,
Trek.
and then there's okay. I'm gonna give you a better one. Christmas.
Cookie cutter.
Nope. It's painful to a man.
Nutcracker.
Yeah, that's what I did. You got it right. Now give him another hint. One of the ones today. Hold on, let me see. I tried to give them a hint for the second row, first one on the left, and then they couldn't get the one in the middle. So give them hints.
You know what? I can't really make that one out. But is that like a? It's not a megaphone. You said
Kind of is, kind of, sort of. Think of the Flintstones, the opening credits. What they doing in there?
they yelling,
Yeah,
trying
but
to get somebody's attention.
huh?
Okay, what is it? Because
Since okay, I guess I'll tell you. That is one of those microphones that they use when you're at the drive-in theater, and you drive up, and then you can touch that, and you can hear the movie.
so look, here's the fun fact, guys.
Okay.
I haven't gone to a drive-in.
Me too.
Never. I've never gone to a drive-in, so I would have never get that one.
Yeah.
Now, the one that's the third row, like in the no 1, 2, 3, 4, where he was talking about the Viewmaster, the one next to that is something that you should know because you like to be in it all the time.
A mirror?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, is that a makeup mirror? I'm just not realizing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, it is.
Now,
Yep.
now the thing right beside it, I see Zenith.
You should know what that is.
And that can't be a remote.
Yes,
for
it
Zenith.
can.
Oh, it is.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
That is the old-fashioned
Okay.
remote control.
Okay. So the one you did get that right at the bottom in the middle. That's a crock pot. Am I correct on that?
That is correct.
Okay. So the thing right beside it, I have no clue because I can't really make it out.
I can't
So what
make
is
it out either. I think it's an X-Acto knife, but I could be wrong. But and I think the one on the left, all the way the bottom row to all the way next to the Nutcracker, that might be an X-Acto knife too. But I have no idea. Now, Lamar, give them hints for second row in the middle.
Oh man. So okay, you have to take it to Walmart in order to see what you have taken.
Oh, disposable camera.
Right.
You are
Also,
absolutely
I figured out
correct.
what the blue things are. I think those are beads for like a little
Nope.
bracelet. It
No,
looks like it got
they're
holes
like
in it.
no, they're like the
It's
other.
like microphone.
Hold on.
They're not jacks. They
Nope.
were something else.
Nope, they're associated with what you just gave hints for.
Oh, is it for cameras? Yeah.
Those go on top of the old camera. Those are flash cubes.
That's right. That is right. That is right. You know what? I thought those were the little. Okay, so you know how like back in the day you had they were like diamonds and you and like you and when you took them outside they kind of made like a rainbowish type thing. That's what I really thought. That's what I really thought they were.
Okay. That does look similar to that. That's a great guess. Now, third row, all the way to the right. Lamar, give him a hint because you know what that is, right?
It's kind of hard to make out. I think I know what it is. It's where back in the day they had to put your credit card in, and they had to that thing.
Yep.
Right?
That's what it is. Exactly.
Yeah. And yeah, so back in the day, that's what we had to do. You couldn't put your card in, not like it is now, and you tap it. They had to put the card in there, and they had to slap. That part.
Yeah, but you had to put your credit card there. They had some copy paper. I forgot what you called it, but you had to actually fill it out with a pen, put it there with your credit card, slide it across. But first, they will call the credit card company and confirm, that you have enough money. So to make sure they had the money. So that's what those things are. Very good. You all did a great job. All right. So let's move to the next one. All right. I got a lot of them.
Also,
Let's
the thing
see.
at the bottom right there, that's a chalk holder for like using multiple lines of chalk.
Oh, thank you. It sure is. Sure is.
You know,
Very much.
you're right. You're right. And because when with kindergartners, they had to take the chalk and they had to draw the line, and then that's when they made
Sure
part.
did. Sure
It
did.
reminds me of
Very good.
there's an episode of The Simpsons where Lisa gets in trouble and then she has to draw chalk on there, and then Nelson says, "Use the line thing; it's way easier." And then she pulls that thing out and it does it way faster.
Thank you, Simpsons. Thank you. So here's a bit of a question. I know none of y'all smoke, especially any herbal type of smoking things. But if you did, I hate to even ask this question with y'all young folks. Which one do you think would be more fun to hang around? I'm not saying you got to smoke with them, but which one do you think would be more fun to hang around with out of these guys?
Top right.
Who is that?
Can't see
Cheech and
anything.
Chong.
Cheech and
He said
Chong.
Cheech and Chong.
Maximize your screen if you can. It's in the bottom right. You can maximize your screen.
Yeah, I
the rest
did.
of them get too much into crazy stuff, man. I don't know. Cheech and Chong get into crazy stuff, but it's usually fun. Like the other ones, one of them, like Craig and Smokey, I wouldn't want to hang out with them. They're fun, but I mean, they get into some stuff that's not really safe,
Right.
Like, in the movie, they got shot at like 15 times. It's like not really fun. And then,
Right.
so like the safest options are like, like just Cheech and Chong, because they're from like an older generation. They're just old men at this point. Easy to hang out with.
Right, exactly. Hey, do you recognize the rest of them?
Yeah.
Name as many as you can.
Top one is Pineapple Express, top left. Jay and Silent Bob, Harold and Kumar, and I think the bottom one. That's not How High, is it?
Yeah,
Yes.
That is,
what
How
two
High.
rappers are those?
I don't know. All that's coming to mind is Redman, but that's not the right one, I don't think.
Redman. And what's
Method
the
Man and Redman.
Yep. You are absolutely correct.
You got to say, you can't say Redman and you gotta say Method Man and Redman. You can't say Redman and Method Man. It don't work that way.
Ah, gotcha. Now,
Well, it's kind of like every other name on here. I mean, you can't say Smokey and Craig. That sounds weird.
Yeah.
So David, I'm giving away 100 KillaKrane points. And those points work the same way as they do. Have you ever seen the show Whose Line Is It Anyway?
All right.
Have you seen that show before?
No, not at all. But I'm following what you're saying.
Yeah, the KillaKrane points work the same way as theirs do. So, Redman and Method Man were part of a very popular 90s rap group. And there was about 17,000 of them jokers. What was the name of the rap group?
Wait a minute. Before he answered that. Redman was not a part of that group.
Oh, okay. I thought he was. It's been so long.
No.
Is it a group or like a studio, like a specific like studio or like an actual rap group?
It's an actual rap group.
I don't know then. I was thinking of
kinda has to
studios
do-
in my head.
It has to do with martial arts. Old martial
I
art
thought,
movie.
all I think of is the Wu-Tang Clan. That's not right, is it?
Hey, you're right.
Oh.
You surely got it right. Yep, it was the Wu-Tang Clan. Very
Dang.
good.
Dang. Look, come here. Let me show you something. Let me show you something.
What's up?
You go. They always take your picture with your. That was an inside joke, y'all. That was an inside joke. That was an inside joke right there. That had nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that.
I'm just glad you and your wife joke like that and having a good time together. That's beautiful, man. Absolutely beautiful, brother. Keep that up, man. Keep it up,
man.
Love it. Love it. Love to see great, healthy relationships and couples. You know, oh man, we've really. I could get into a whole spill about that on how relationships have changed and couples don't do that anymore. And it's refreshing to see that, man. So just wanted to say that. Keep that up, brother.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Now, one of the oldest debates in the 80s and 90s. Which technology, let's just say, if you was in 95, which piece of technology would you use and what's the advantage of both of them or disadvantages? What are those, David?
One of them is a cassette and one of them is a CD.
Sure. Now, which one would you choose? And I'm going to get to Lamar next.
Well, personally, I'd use a CD because it's easier to like steal songs, put songs onto it. But like quality-wise, I think the qualities on tapes are a lot better because that's how they originally were, taped on a tape. So like you can hear a little bit more. But yeah, I prefer tape, like quality-wise. But like to put songs onto, that's a CD, even though it's called a mix tape.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So Lamar, give me some memories. Now first, which one would you choose? CDs or tapes? And any
man. So I'm gonna give you the CD.
Okay.
And I'm gonna tell you the reason why I'm choosing the CD. It's mainly because if you see, CDs can be converted to MP3 format.
Gotcha.
That means that put that back up there for me. Put that back up there for a minute. Okay. So I think with the CD, you have 80 minutes, right?
Okay.
All right. You can take it away. You can take it away now. All right. So here's my thing. You can make that CD into an MP3 disc. Okay. That means that you can put a lot of songs on that CD when you convert it to an MP3. With the cassette, now get back to the memories, he asked. The memories of the cassette is that you had to listen to the radio and you had to wait until your favorite song came on to record that song. Now, for me, what I really enjoyed was the 4th of July and it was another holiday. But I know the 4th of July for sure. If you were lucky enough in Clarksdale to pick up K97, they did mixes that whole weekend. That means that you had to go and buy you multiple tapes to record the mixes. Man, shout out to Devin Steele, man, on K97. If he watching, man, look, you still one of the greatest DJs out there who mixed it up. All right. So, but there was a lot of times when I went to Biloxi, when I went to New York, I knew that they were mixing. Like on Friday night, oh man, they're mixing music. Ooh. And so that was the best time to record music on a cassette. But like I said, say for instance, you had multiple CDs, you had a lot of CDs. Well, of course, you couldn't carry a lot of CDs. in your car because
Mhm.
you might get stolen. So what I did was that I converted my CDs into MP3 songs, and that way I can get like 100 and some songs on one disc.
Right.
130. I'm gonna go at least 130. So
Mhm.
that means that instead of you having multiple CDs, you can have one, and if you're good, hell, you might have two. But guess what? They got multiple songs. They got a lot of songs on there. So that's the
Right.
difference between the two.
Okay. Yeah. I would say, I guess I play devil's advocate because and you guys are right. CDs, of course, they progressed and they're the best ones. The only reason why I would choose tapes, I like to jog a lot, and with they did have some like skip guards or something with the CDs. However, the tapes would never skip, so I could play it and get all the songs that I love, and it would never skip, and it took less battery power once I put it in my headphones. I should have put that up too, the Walkman. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Put that tape back up there though. Put that tape back
Okay.
up there. See, that's the cheap tape that you would get from Family Dollar.
Yep.
Those were the cheap tape. Those
Mhm.
tapes right there, man. You know what? I wouldn't buy them because it's subject to mess up at any time. Yes, it was TDK, and TDK was the best because they had the best sound. He's absolutely correct. TDK had the best sound, but I wouldn't because those I bought Sony cassette tapes because guess what? I had a Sony Walkman.
I did too.
So
Yep.
yeah.
And I think there's advantages and disadvantages on both. And of course, if you didn't have a computer, you couldn't download any. With cassettes, you could get the cassette player and put two tapes in there and record it. And you can record off the radio too.
My wife just made a joke.
What's that?
She said I'm showing my age.
Hey, we both
That's
are.
okay. That's okay. I'm alive to tell it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's an excellent point. Excellent point. So let's get to the next one. God, I didn't put up the other one. I guess I'll ask this question. I was supposed to put up two restaurants, but I only have a picture of one, and I don't want to waste time. David, what restaurant is that?
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell. Now, did it taste better back in those days, or am I tripping?
I wouldn't know.
Well, of course. So I guess it's unfair, for me to ask you that question. But I guess since you know it, you get 10 more KillaKrane points. So you have to keep up with these points. I'm gonna do something with them, but I'll just take your word for it. Now, David, here's the next question. Where is the hypocrisy in this picture?
Oh, the just say no to drugs, but everybody in WWE at the time was doing steroids.
Yep.
Oh
And,
my gosh. He must just watch the documentary. He must just watch the Vince McMahon documentary.
Not really. I watch WWE all the time, actually.
Oh wow. That's cool though. That's cool. Because after a while, I'm gonna switch gears, and that's what I'm gonna watch. Man, look, let me give you a quick. Well, have you watched the Vince McMahon documentary yet?
No, I'm just not getting through the one. Me personally, I just got through the one about Memphis wrestling. Then I was watching the one about WCW and what killed WCW. So I'm gonna get to that one next.
Okay, so the Ultimate Warrior was like, he was supposed to be the man after Hulk Hogan left, and he never did, fill those shoes.
I hated that. He was my favorite wrestler. Him and Sting, which were best friends too. You know.
He was my mom's favorite wrestler back in the day.
Hmm? I could.
Part of the reason why was actually because he asked for more money when Hulk Hogan was like at the top. He was like, "I'm like the second biggest guy here since WCW like was growing and they left, I think." And he was like, "I'm the second biggest guy here. You gotta pay me more." And then he was like, "Yeah, okay, you can wrestle tonight. We'll pay you more." And then he wrestled, and then he was fired the next day because they just wanted him to wrestle that night.
You're right. I remember that too. And
My favorite wrestler,
who was it?
I will have to say, is Sting.
Yes, sir.
And then my favorite tag team. Are you ready for it?
Let's see if you match mine. Go ahead.
Steiner Brothers.
Hold on. I gotta give you the. Hold on. I gotta give you the. What's the name? Gotta give you that celebration music. The Steiner Brothers was the thing, you know, and then he turned into Big Papa Pump, P-U-M-P, was it? And then he started going downhill. But I liked it when they were Steiner Brothers. I used to have the toys. I used to play them on the video games, everything, you know.
I got a story. I got a video about Big Papa Pump, man. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on, man. Hold on, Big Papa Pump. Math. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna see if y'all could follow this. Okay, I'm finna share my screen. Check this out. Hold on. Hopefully it will play. Hopefully it will play. Okay. Hold on. Okay, you ready?
Yes, sir.
It's going to be a three-way for the TNA heavyweight title at Sacrifice between you, Kurt Angle, and Samoa Joe. Now, before you get there, you have an important step tonight as you and X Division champion Petey Williams take on the unlikely duo of Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at Sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning. But I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me, and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 and a third chance minus my 25% chance, and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at Sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning if we used to go one-on-one, and then add 66 and 2/3%. I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at Sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at Sacrifice. See, but I'm going to break it down for all you ladies. Would you rather be with me, or would you rather be with Joe?
Well, I think Joe's kind of nice. I mean, you know.
See, you're one of those girls that like romance. I'm going to talk to all my freaks out there. Would you rather come home to me, a genetic freak, to be satisfied every night, or go home to that fat-ass Samoa Joe? See, tonight, we're going to win, and I'm going to be the world champion at Sacrifice. Come on, Pete. Let's go.
Scotty, just like you always say, Big Papa Pump has got your hookup. Well, Maple Leaf Muscle is who you need to look up. Holler if you hear that.
Man, he was all over the place with that one.
He
bro.
did the math, man. He was the math.
His math. I don't even follow his math. That brother, man, come on now.
Oh man, I had to play that, man.
Man,
I had to play that.
You know, you could tell them folks were just roided up. That great entertainment. You can't match it. You can't match it, man. Woo! So thank you for that. So
Yeah, I failed the math test last year because I forgot the hand Curry ankle to the mid. Mathematician are still trying to solve Scott's equation to this day.
I'm gonna make a meme out of that. You gotta send that to me. Ooh, wee.
That's the greatest wrestling promo in professional wrestling.
Hey, there's one that's we're gonna move on, but there's one that beats that I you remember the slip up with
Yeah,
what was it? Booker T.
T.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you. Oh my god.
Hello.
Okay, let's move on before we get ourselves in trouble with this. David, let's let him get them giggles out from that one.
Hold on, man. Hold on.
Let me tell you something, Chino. You out here talking about a clique. The only clique you need to know about is the Harlem Heat and Sister Sherry. See, because what you dealing with here is the brotherhood. It's nonstop from this point on in WCW. We take what we want, and after we take Lex Luger and the Giant, we want the gold sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga. I should point out for the
Oh, and he knew he screwed up too, because he was like, "Oh God!" And then the woman was like, "Calm down, it's okay, it's okay." and shout out to Mean Gene Okerlund. He didn't skip a beat. He didn't flex his eyes. He was just like, "And what you think about this?" He didn't laugh or anything. He was so professional. Big shout out to Mean Gene Okerlund. Woo!
Okay, move right along. Okay, we
got to move. Woo-wee. David, let's see if you can know what is this.
I believe those are bracelets.
Bracelets? What kind?
Looms. They're like loom, like little rubber bands with rubber band loom. Kind of look like.
What? They could, I guess. Most of them was made out of fabric, but you used to make them yourselves, like a DIY, do-it-yourself type thing, and you used to make them for your friends. So, what kind of bracelet was they?
Friendship bracelets.
Gotcha. So, you have friendship bracelets, right?
Okay.
What kind of bracelet was this?
Slap bracelets.
Slap bracelets. Very good. So, you're in the 90s or 80s. You can either wear friendship bracelets or slap bracelets. Which one you wearing?
Probably a slap bracelet for sure.
Okay.
No, because I still had them. In my generation, we still had them. And the kids would bring them to school, and we would slap them onto each other's wrists as hard as we can to see who would flinch. It was weird. It was fun because they'd make a loud noise, or like whoever could make it loud wins. It was. So that's why I prefer those. Those are a fun fidget, little mess around with, you know.
It sure was. We did the same thing. You remember that, Lamar?
Yeah.
Used to come home and be red or something, you know.
But no, we didn't do that because people be ready to fight. So we didn't do that type of stuff.
Yeah, that was something you had to know who to screw with, you know. So I remember those friendship bracelets. People used to do that, you know. Most of the females, but some dudes too, you know, used to take that thread and, you know, it showed a bit of a creativity for your DIY project. But the slap bracelets were more fun because and they wrap around you, you know. So, thank you for that. All right. Now, David, here is a great question. Two networks. Which one do you like more? Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon? Which one do you like better?
I like Cartoon Network better.
Why you said that? Okay, what's your favorite like Cartoon Network shows?
Well, I like Cartoon Network because they had Toonami, like the anime stuff. But like
Okay.
back in the day when they had cartoons, I like the Dexter's Laboratory, and stuff like that.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah, that was like the.
You
That was
a
the stuff that I
stupid DD.
But yeah,
Hey,
that one.
would you
I wasn't too
return
much of
the
a fan.
slab?
Courage.
What'd you say?
Courage. I didn't really like the oh, my camera's messing up. I didn't really like the Nickelodeon shows that much. They were fun, but I think there were a lot of them were just really kind of gross doing stuff like that at the time. Like Cat Dog did
Okay.
some really gross stuff. Yeah, it was like that's a little weird.
Right. Lamar, what you say?
I can't really answer that. I actually like them both. So I'm very, very old school, and I'm gonna tell my age again. When Nickelodeon started off with that show, You Can't Do That on Television.
Ooh, 82, 81.
Man, that was my ish right there, like for real. And I like the Cartoon Network because they will show like the older cartoons like Scooby Doo. I am a huge fan of Bugs Bunny. My wife, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something crazy. So I like Bugs Bunny, and my wife loves Marvin the Martian.
Oh yeah.
So they didn't really care for one another. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy. Like when we met and we started talking, and it was like, your favorite cartoon character? I like Bugs Bunny. Oh, and I see you got a Marvin the Martian shirt on.
Mm.
And she said, right.
Hey, both great characters, you can't beat those. They had so much character in them, like their characteristics and stuff.
Yeah.
So you can't go wrong.
So
yeah, I'm sorry. Did you have another point you wanted to make?
No, I mean, like I said, Nickelodeon, I mean, they had like I said, You Can Do That on Television. And I know it's another show that Nickelodeon had, and I just can't remember it off the top of my head right now. But yeah, I enjoy both,
Okay. I would say, and I'm trying to keep it to cartoons, because there was other shows like Salute Your Shorts and stuff that I absolutely loved. But as far as the cartoons, it's a toss-up. Like David said, I got introduced to Dragon Ball Z through Cartoon Network, and I love Courage, even though it scared the crap out of me. But Nickelodeon had the Nicktoons, Rugrats, Ren and Stimpy, all the rest of those great cartoons. And yeah, and is SpongeBob Nickelodeon?
Yeah, SpongeBob is 100% Nickelodeon.
About the only one they have left was keeping it afloating, But yeah, so it's a toss-up. It just depends. So
yeah, you're right. Yeah, SpongeBob was on Nickelodeon for 14 seasons.
Yep. And I don't have to tell you the impact that it's had on it. Now,
and the Patrick Star Show was on there for 3 seasons.
I didn't even know Patrick had a show. So, okay. Now, David, do you know what this is?
As Simon Says, you press the buttons when they play the color.
Absolutely correct.
You play the color. They play the color, and then you have to press it and remember it as it goes.
Right. Now, do you remember what this is?
Rubik's Cube.
Very good.
David, David, you know what? You and I can hang, brother.
Right. He invited to the barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
So, David, which one are you choosing? You're sitting at the doctor's office. You got to play one of the two. You playing Simon or you playing Rubik's Cube? Which one you playing with?
I'm playing with Simon. It's just it's a little bit more fun to me. It's bright. It's got sounds. You know, a little more entertaining for me, and it has a beat too. So it played in like a song kind of when it moved, when it played the sounds. Rubik's Cube, you just sitting there trying to figure out how to solve it. And by the time you're done, you're like, yeah, this sucks. You get annoyed with it. You get frustrated with it. And it's like, I'm not going to solve this thing. And you toss it behind you.
I agree with you on some of them points too. So, Lamar, you want to increase your daughter's memory capacity. Which one you using? The Rubik's Cube, or I guess the Rubik's Cube is more for cognitive thinking, and the Simon is pure memory. Well, they kind of overlap. So, which one you getting for your daughter?
Simon.
Simon.
Yeah.
Which one did you like better back in the day?
Simon.
Simon.
Yeah.
Okay. Probably for the same reason. For David.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, another 90s fashion question. You go into school and you have to choose one of these two styles. You go there with your collar popped up like that, or you have to go in there with your sweater tied like that. You have to choose one. You have to pop your collar or put your sweater around you. Both of them make you look like a douchebag. Which one is the less douchiest? Which one you gonna wear?
So you either look like Jesse from Full House or Carlton. I don't know, man. I'd probably go for the popped collar. The sweater just I don't know, man. I can't pull off the sweater look. Maybe the pop collar.
Okay, you going with the funds? Hey, you know, Lamar, which one you going with?
I'm popping the collar too, because only reason why is because Three Six Mafia actually made the song "Popping My Collar," popping my collar.
Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot about that song. Wow. Woo, that's been a good little while. And you know, it's always been a staple of being cool. I think the other one is a staple of, you know, like I said, the rich douche bag, but it does look sophisticated. You know, it has that JCPenney catalog look. You know what I'm saying? By you laughing, you remember it, huh?
Like Fred from Scooby Doo. They're both Fred. If you really want to be a douchebag, you'd have the popped collar and the sweater at the same time.
Right. Yep.
Right.
We got a few more guys. Now you have to choose a TV. Okay, a big ass TV. Which floor model would you rather have? This type of floor model with the wood grain or the wood, the classic look, or would you rather have the stylish like early 2000s?
I mean, I like the wooden one, but I prefer the big box one right there.
This one right here?
The one before it looks really nice, but that one right there, that's the one that my family had for a little bit, and it was pretty good for the time.
It was a state where you had a whole lot of money.
Which is funny because you got at a thrift store for like $50.
Oh, I ain't mad at you. Lamar, which one you going with?
The last one that you showed.
This one right here?
Yep. Because it's better to play video games on.
It sure is. You're absolutely correct.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I forget which one it was. There's a video, Biggie Smalls song where he's showing off the fact that there's a Super Nintendo and a Sega Genesis. I think that big one is the TV he's playing. I think, he has some kind of big TV in that video, and he's playing the games on it. And it was a big old TV like that in the video.
Yep, that one.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey guys, I got to get up out of here, guys.
Okay, man. I appreciate you showing up, brother.
Yeah, man. Y'all have a good one.
Hey, you take it easy, brother.
All right, sure will.
See you next Friday if you can make it.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. All right. All right. We almost done, brother. Let me see, we got a few more. Who do you think will win in a fight? A real fight between who is this?
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Yes, sir. Who is that?
Steven Seagal.
Yep. So between Jean-Claude Van Damme and Steven Seagal, who do you think will win in a real fight?
Jean-Claude Van Damme, man. I think he has a height advantage in everything. Um,
Right. I would agree with you because Jean-Claude Van Damme is a known, like, I think he was a kickboxer or something. He was also in ballet and stuff, but he was known to be in fights. To be honest, from my research, Steven Seagal, his martial art track record is kind of dicey with me. I'm like, huh? Like, you did what? What's the name of your master? Wait a minute, these timelines ain't matching up. He's kind of like, go ahead.
Have you seen his demonstrations?
I've seen his Aikido.
Yeah, where he just has his opponents flip over themselves.
Yeah.
I can't respect that. It's not. I like him. I like his movies, but I can't respect he grabs their arm and then they do a front flip onto their back.
I know, right? He just grabs them, they just throw it all over the place, and it's like there's no resistance whatsoever, you know. And he never challenged. Like, what'd you say?
I like his movies. You know, they're entertaining. They're fun to watch. But I mean, it's just I don't know. He's more of a movie star than a martial artist in my eyes.
He is just like I should brought up this I should have brought up this comparison. You ever seen the movie Bloodsport?
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be about the guy. God dog it, his name escaped me already. But the guy who Jean-Claude Van Damme played, I forgot what his name was. He has an extremely dicey martial art history. Because I'm like, a lot of people have done like research into it, and his master was Senso Tanaka, and I don't know why I can remember that, but can't remember his name. But I was like, huh? And then you look it up, and that's actual character, and what's the name of that 007 James Bond movies? And I was like, wait a minute, hold on here. So I forgot the gentleman's name. If y'all know it, please put it in the comments if you're watching later. But Steven Seagal and him, I'm like, huh? So yeah, I give it to Jean-Claude Van Damme too. I think my favorite movie by him is probably Kickboxer.
I like that one. I like that one too. He's like, is that the one? Oh no, I'm thinking of a different one again. I'm thinking of the Bruce Lee one where he sees Bruce Lee's ghost and he plays like the Ivan Drago. I don't know. I keep forgetting what that is.
Oh man, that's definitely in the early 80s. I'm gonna have to really dig deep to get that one.
That one is. I saw it like a couple months ago.
It's not best of the best. It's no
surrender.
No surrender.
No retreat, no surrender. Yeah.
That's it.
He sees Bruce Lee's ghost and he like gets trained by him.
Right.
It's kind of like Sidekicks before Sidekicks came out, except he doesn't see Chuck Norris's ghost. He sees him like as an imaginary friend. Which
Man,
I liked Sidekicks, but it disappointed me because I was expecting him to fight the bully in the end, but he doesn't do anything. All you see is like Chuck Norris fight the teacher.
Right. But it was still a good movie, man. It was cheesy as hell, but it was a great movie, man. I'm glad you bought it. What'd you say?
I wish they did fight though, like the bully, but that movie was fun. I thought it was really fun because I think a lot of kids back in the day, they like to have dreams of like they learned from the master, like this badass. But
going in the mountains and having your legs popped and all that stuff like that. So and excellent soundtrack in that movie.
I think that's a result of Karate Kid. Everybody saw Karate Kid and they're like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to learn from like Yoda and all.
Right. Man, I'm glad you brought that up. I already did this with Lamar with the 5 heartbeats, but we're gonna do the same old thing to where we watch movies and you can comment. I'll tag you in it where you can comment during the movie. We'll pause it and we'll discuss different stuff and different facts, and you can share memories about different stuff. So I will let you know. As a matter of fact, you could tell me what time works best for you, and I can set that up. You know what I'm saying? So it's not live. It'll definitely be something because I can't, post the whole movie. That's copyright. But with YouTube, you can cut it in sections and then just talk about the, minute or two that you show. So just let me know what time, just message me or text me or anything,
Alrighty.
So, do you know what this is?
That is a Sega game. I actually had one of those.
Did
You get
you?
in a thrift store. Yeah, but it only had Sonic on it. Didn't have any other game. Just Sonic on it.
That's good enough right there. Shoot,
Yeah.
that was a great game. Now,
Somebody stole it, but it was fun. Game Boy.
Game Boy, yes, sir. Did you ever have one of those?
Yeah, I did actually. I played Pokemon on it.
Yep. Oh man, Pokemon really kept the system going. Man, everybody loved Pokemon. So you had to choose between advantages and disadvantages: the Sega Game Gear and the Game Boy. Which one would you choose?
100%, I'd pick the Game Gear, but they stopped making games for it. They didn't have enough games for it back in the day. It had a light up screen, had a bunch of stuff that was way better than the Game Boy, but they stopped making games for it because it wasn't selling that well compared to the Game Boy. Because it was cheaper, I think. The Game Boy was cheaper. So,
It was a whole lot cheaper.
So, normally I'd go for the Game Gear, but the Game Boy just had a way better selection. Way better selection of games.
It did. And like I said, there's advantages to me and disadvantages with the Game Gear. It took you like 95 batteries and it lasted for only like an hour or two. And I don't know if it had a jack that you could use for an adapter.
It did have a charger. It had a charger. I loved that thing. That saved me so much time.
It did. I mean, that's extra money you had to spend, but the graphics were better. The sound was a little better. Like you said, you could play it. Like if we're on long family trips, you could play it, And the Game Boy, like you said, you had to get that light to put it right there. However, the batteries lasted longer. They had more games, like you said, and better selection. But it was green and black. I think green and white or green and black. So it wasn't that many colors in it. But it was a great system. You can't go wrong with either one. But just if you ever get one, I know that we're way past that era. But the Game Gear, it takes a lot of battery power. So that's the only reason why I select that. So, do you know what this rock group was called?
Dang, there's a lot of them looked like that back in the day, man.
Sure did. Living on a prayer.
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi.
I just noticed they had "Slippery When Wet" in the back right there. So
right. Very good. Very good.
I mean, that was not Journey, but yeah, "Don't Stop Believing" and "Living on a Prayer," man. I thought both of them were by the same people for the longest time as a kid.
They did sound similar, these groups and stuff.
Yeah,
and so Journey,
kind of the same.
What'd you say?
They all looked kind of the same.
Right. Now, Journey made some good songs. Now, can you tell me what songs that they made for like what movies?
They had a couple, but I'm not sure for what movies. I know Journey had they had that doom 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 doom, the little piano in the beginning.
Right.
I forget. It was Worlds Apart, and it had another one that I'm thinking of. Not just "Don't Stop Believing." Worlds Apart, and "Any Way You Want It." That's the way you need it. That's the one. And Bon Jovi had "Living on a Prayer," "Shot Through the Heart," and "You're Too Late." And they had what's it called? I'm not sure what it's called, but it's called. It's like he sings. He's like, "I'm a cowboy," and I like that one too. That one was in Scooby Doo, the second movie, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, well, when there's a scene where Fred gets on a motorcycle to joust with the knight, and he like it's playing in the background. You can hear it like building up.
Interesting.
It's very fun scene. I liked it.
I'm gonna have to watch that again. That's the one where Velma got kind of sexy in that one. You know, the second one. Yep. I think everybody remembers that scene. And a lot of people don't recognize her, but she was the same one that was in the Avengers. I think it was Endgame. She was Hawkeye's wife.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So between these two groups, Bon Jovi and Journey, which one would you choose? Which one you rocking?
I'd pick. You know, like I like Journey, but Bon Jovi. Like if you're on a road and you're like listening to music, I 100% pick Bon Jovi. Yeah, it's got that sound like you'd hear like somebody racing or driving. You know, I like that one. Like, but if you're like trying to relax and like listen to some good music, that's like kind of more chill. Journey was more chill than Bon Jovi was when it came to their music. Like Bon Jovi was like way more rockish, like hardcore-ish, because more glam rock. But Journey is more like it's like little sad songs. I mean, there's a reason they got Steve Perry from Journey to do the "We Are the World" and not Bon Jovi. Because
Right.
they got more somber songs than Bon Jovi. If he was like, "There's a choice we're making," I'm not. It wouldn't really fit for that.
He was pouring out his heart in that, and Michael Jackson, they did a little clip and they were showing Michael Jackson like, oh, we're gonna have to do this over again, Oh my God. All right. Last one, unless you want to add some more, but here's the last one. Here is a question. And a lot of people still debate this. Some people it's definitive. They already know, but your opinion. Did OJ really do it?
I mean, I'm not gonna comment on that. I'm not sure I want to comment on that situation. I mean, as of late, it's still kind of fresh now.
Right. So that's one thing. Even like the people who used to celebrate, when he was found not guilty, some people would celebrate, but years later they're like, well, he probably did do it or something. I don't know. It's still debated to this day,
Well,
so
now that I think about it.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Okay. I was trying to see if this was a comment. No, that's for something. No. Okay. So looks like that's about it. Did you want to have anything else you wanted to add on this subject?
I have a 90's versus 80's one. Hold on,
Okay.
Let me make the photo real quick.
And you could do a share screen as well.
Yeah, I know. I just want to make the photo so that way it's easier to see.
Gotcha.
Ready? That. Bam. This one might actually be difficult for you to answer.
Okay. I don't see the add-on.
Well, hold on. I'm saving it real quick. So
Oh,
I'm just
okay.
saying this one might be a little difficult.
Okay. I like difficult. They give me something to think about.
Does this work? Is this how you present? Let's see. Oh no, that's a presentation. Hold on.
Or you can always
No, I
copy
got
the
it. I'll
link.
just
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Coca-Cola bourbon.
All right.
There
You
we
see
go.
that? All right. Which one?
Ooh.
Both similar movies. Both take place in Detroit. Both involve a guy coming back from the dead, getting revenge. Which one? Which one would you prefer?
My God. I just saw a meme about RoboCop. That was like, this dude died and they still made him come to work. And Brandon Lee, I have so much respect for the Lee family. and I would feel if I chose RoboCop, I'd be letting them down. But it was a great movie. I'm gonna have to watch that again. We're gonna have to do that. With a movie and RoboCop, it was just so groundbreaking. Just the first one. We could talk about the rest of them later, even though the rest of them were great too. But the first one was just freaking groundbreaking. God, dog, man. And see, I like the 90s type of dark, dystopia type thing. But RoboCop was too. This is hard.
I like this question because, like, if you think about it, they're both kind of similar. They're very similar movies, but
Absolutely.
like they're both. One's very great because of the acting and the story, and then the other one's great because of how groundbreaking it was at the time and how it like changed movies. Everybody wanted that cool 80's action robot kind of hero.
And the Crow, it's like even though both of them come back to life, one of them is through like the supernatural means, and the other one is through technology, and which I both kind of respect and like to watch in a movie. So this makes it extra hard. It's like two different genres. So God dog it. I guess I guess I'll pick technology for right now with RoboCop, and it's slightly a little bit more than the Crow, and plus RoboCop is a little fresher in my mind because I've seen it more recently. So it's like oh my God, I gotta watch it again though. But thank you for reminding me of that. What is that you got in your hand?
It's not letting me show you. It's the Crow thing. It's a poster of the Crow.
I can't see it.
Let me just fix this right here.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Oh, nice.
I got it from when I went to watch The Crow in theaters.
Ooh.
They re-released it a couple months ago, and I loved that movie. So I was like, yeah, I'll watch it in theaters. So that's my decision because I love that movie a lot.
Yes.
I like RoboCop. I think the action in it is great, and it has a very dark story as well if you watch it. But The Crow, it just has a way better soundtrack in my opinion.
It does. Did RoboCop even have a soundtrack other than the his theme song? RoboCop's theme song. I don't remember. But 90s rock, that kind of grunge rock was really popular then, and so that brings up a good versus battle, I could think. And the Crow kind of remind me. It seems like something that Tim Burton would create.
It does. In fact, they wanted Johnny Depp at one point to play him. I think to play the Crow. Yeah.
Oh wow. And it's sad that Brandon Lee died during that filming. Really weird situation.
It really does, because I think a couple of people wanted him to play Neo, like because when they were first like making the film, like it took a while for that film to be released. Matrix. They wanted, I think partly they would wanted Brandon Lee as the main character in that.
You know who they originally picked for that, right?
Who?
Will Smith.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yep. And Will Smith said he saw the script, and all they was talking about was like wires and different, the technical aspect of it. And he was like, "No, I don't understand this," and it seems like just some conjured junk or something. So he turned on it and to do Wild Wild West, and it was like, "Well, do you regret it now?" Since Wild Wild West was a flop, but I like Wild Wild West. It was cool. But he was like, Wild Wild West was a flop and The Matrix was great. And he was like, no. He's like, Keanu Reeves did such a good job, and I would have did nothing but mess it up. You know what I'm saying?
That's a humble right there. He's a very man right there at that point.
Yep.
But a fun fact about The Crow and Will Smith is, even though he turned down The Matrix, he did I, Robot, which is directed by the same person who directed The Crow. So
right.
In the end, he still kind of did something similar.
Right. And here's the thing too about that. I always felt that I, Robot, now that you mentioned that would have been a perfect prequel to the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? How the machines.
100%. 100%. There's a lot of movies that could be connected. There's a really old, like a really, not that old movie called with Robin Williams called Bicentennial Man. It's a very old, long movie. And I love that. That feels like there's something like that. I feel like is like iRobot if it was like a Disney movie.
Right. I should have brought that up. I had just did a discussion on I forgot what the name of it was, but it was off that Star Trek The Next Generation episode, The Measure of a Man, and whether, androids could actually be considered, living, well, not biological beings, of course, but would you give them the same respects that you would a human, once they get autonomous enough? So I should have brought that up. That was a great movie. I'm glad you brought that up, man. God, dog. A lot of philosophical talks about that. I like to get into more philosophical discussions, like what is the name of the Jim Carrey movie where he was stuck and they did a whole movie about his
Truman
life?
Show.
The Truman Show.
I love that movie. That movie is good. That's a good movie.
I just now saw that movie like this year or last year, because for the longest I thought it was one of those movies like one of them silly movies, like he always wanted his own TV show, kind of like Wayne's World, and he finally got a TV show, and something like that. So that's why I skipped on it, and so I never even I briefly looked at the commercials, and so I finally saw it, and then I was like, "Whoa, this is deep," especially about how the world's going nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
It is. A lot of movies that were made in the 90s are very topical now. They become more, but it's weird because the topical movies are all about a depressing future. They're all about like this could happen. You don't want this to happen in the future, do you? And a lot of this stuff is happening in the future technically today.
Isn't it?
For them, it was like the not so distant future. We can prevent it, and now it's happening.
It sure did. I'm glad that would be a good discussion for them too. Two of them, now that you bring that up, come to mind when I think of that. Demolition Man, and what's the name of that movie where the guy was in the army and he woke up like 100 years later and everybody's stupid? And Terry Crews. What's that? Idiocracy, right.
I loved that movie too. It was very fun. There's a lot of movies, man. I'm telling you. The not so distant future tomorrow.
Exactly.
Everybody wanted like Back to the Future, but instead we're getting like just depressing stuff.
It's scary too, man. It's like it's really getting to that point, and there's like nothing we can do about it. Well, actually, we could, but I don't know. Just that I'll save it for the next discussion forum. But thank you for bringing that up.
No problem.
Anything else you can think about, like two things from the 80s or 90s that people all used to argue about?
I think I can think of one thing, but it's gonna take me a moment to set up the photo again. Give me a second.
Well, let me ask you this: from those two generations, what's a beautiful woman? Who do you think was like the most beautiful from that era?
From like which era? From like the 80s?
80s, 90s, early 2000s?
In the 80s, I didn't really watch that many 80s shows, like a person in it, that like I was like, attracted to, because I used to watch 80s shows as a kid, so like, I always thought, the girls my age technically in the shows were pretty, so that's all I think of. But I did like that girl from Saved by the Bell. I don't remember her name, but she was in that movie Son-in-Law as like the girl who like Pauly Shore cheats on with. I don't know, but
she the white black one.
No, she's white, I think.
Okay, right. Was she in The Ladies' Man too? Kelly.
Yes, that's Kelly. I'm thinking of Kelly. Yeah.
Okay, Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
And then I think in the 90s, was the 90s Boy Meets World? The 90s is Boy Meets World, right?
Yes, if it might be
I-
tail end of the 80s to the 90s.
Yeah, I had a crush on Topanga from the 90s, I think.
Woo! Who
It was
didn't?
between Topanga and there was a show that like not an episode, not a show of there was an episode where like Will Smith and Fresh Prince meets this girl, right? And he's like, I'm gonna defend her, bro, and then she ends up fighting the guy off herself, and then he like gets all emasculated by it. I thought the girlfriend in that episode was pretty. I don't know her name, but I remember the episode very clearly. He was like, "Oh man," and he's like, "I gotta fight you." Like, he lost again, but like I like that one. She kind of I don't know her name. I gotta find it, but
Yeah, she played Lisa in the show, and she played in Friday. She played in Boys in the Hood, I think. A lot of good movies, and she was everywhere in the 90s. I can't. Nia Long, that's her name, Nia Long.
is it?
Yep, she was fine as hell. One person I had a big crush on. I had a whole lot of them, but you remember in Family Matters, Myra Monkhouse?
I think let me just see. I gotta make sure. I gotta put a face to the name. Hold on. Oh yeah, I recognize her. I was
Mm-hmm.
looking her up right now. I see it.
Yeah, you talking about Nia Long or Myra Monkhouse?
Let me see. I'm looking up the episode right now.
Oh, she was in a number of episodes.
Oh, that's the wrong episode I'm thinking of. Then I don't know who it is. It was this person. She kind of looked like Beyonce from the episode. I don't remember the actress's name. It was they always compare the two of them looking alike.
And Fresh Prince.
Yeah, the Fresh Prince.
And it looked like Beyonce.
They had their own show for a little bit, like their own talk show, like after the. I don't know.
Now you got me thinking. What guest star looked like Beyonce that was on the Fresh Prince? I don't know.
It was she looked like her a little bit. I don't know if it's Beyonce I'm thinking of, but they looked like it. They looked similar, like back in the 90s. But I don't know. She was one of the Fresh Prince.
Was she light skin or dark skin or?
I'm gonna look it up right now. Actually, is it? It's not Nia Long. Oh, I think I can find it right now.
Tisha Campbell.
Tyra Banks.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, she had the modeling show.
Yeah, she was in that. Like she in the 90s. She kind of looked like Beyonce a little bit. So I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, she favors a little bit.
But
Yeah.
I remember she was in an episode of Fresh Prince, not the one that beat up Will Smith. A different episode.
Right. She owned the shop in the college, the little barista or whatever they had, bookstore.
Yeah, she was like the foil for like she's like the opposite. Oh, whatever. She had the big old Rasta hat on in one episode. I don't know why. Just give her one.
She sure did.
That's the one I'm thinking of. But like, that's the only one. I wouldn't say that's the hottest, but that's the one I had a crush on back in the day when I used to watch those shows as a kid.
Good choice. Good choice. She was a very beautiful woman. Very smart too. She's a very smart businesswoman. She's model and some of everything. So many. Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna end this a little early. Do you have any ideas for the next podcast? I have a few in mind.
I mean, if I can make it, I would love to, discuss whatever the heck it was that we were discussing earlier that you were like, I want to discuss. Yeah, I brought up something and you're like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I brought up a lot of stuff like that, I guess.
I like the dystopian future type thing.
Yeah, I think talking about like dystopian future movies that are relevant today would be very interesting. But you have to think about that one, like which movies fit that bill,
Right. Like which ones predicted the future accurately and stuff like that.
Yeah, that kind of stuff, Which
Oh man, Man, I could think of a number, and I guarantee once we get off here and I start Googling, you can be like, yeah, that movie too, and that movie too. And this hasn't happened yet, but it just might. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man.
Also, there's that one that I thought we could have like matchups again. Like we set up in the Karate Kid one. Before you recorded, we were recording it. The Karate Kid like talking about the new season, the Cobra Kai season. We brought up some matchups and stuff like who would win in a fight characters. I think an episode based around like who would win a fight would be very cool because, like debate, who is better and stuff. Like I brought up Pootie Tang versus Black Dynamite, Blank Man versus I forgot the other one's name. Meteor Man. I brought up a couple. And those were fun. So I think setting up something like that would be interesting.
It sure would. It sure would, because we had fun with just that Steven Seagal and Jean-Claude Van Damme one,
Mm-hmm.
And even comparing like two similar genres, like they did with Courage the Cowardly Dog versus Scooby-Doo and stuff like that. Little stuff like that. Just comparison, and we can also compare where the Nostalgia Critic already did this, I know, but he did like old versus new.
Oh yeah, like he did Willy Wonka, I think, at one time, which is like old Willy Wonka versus new Willy Wonka, and I like that. That would be cool. Which is better, the original or the remake? That'd be fun. Just don't bring up obvious ones. You can't bring up like which one's better, Bel Air or Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Bring up an obvious one.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's gonna choose the new one. I mean, that one's a little too obvious. You gotta really think on that. That'd be like a comedy one, like just to get us started. Which one?
And it's like it's hard because it's two totally different. Like you said, one's a comedy, one's a drama. And
one's a drama and one's a comedy, but I think a lot of shows that they lend well to becoming dramas, like Fresh Prince. Fresh Prince, if you think about it, and Next Friday are basically the same thing.
Fresh Prince and Next Friday.
The movie Next Friday, he gets beat up and then he has to move in with his uncle in the rich neighborhood.
I never thought about that. Never made the connection. Wow.
I figured that out like later in life, but I was like, wait a minute. He gets started making trouble in his neighborhood and he gets in one little fight.
Wow. And he has to live with his uncle and they get into all kind of hijinks. Man, I never thought about that.
I love that comparison. That's my favorite one. But again, those are some interesting stuff. Like what's similar, which is better. That'd be fun. Like also finding out like this show is kind of similar to this show. Which one do you prefer? Do you think this one ripped off this one? I think a lot of cool stuff like that would be fun.
Yeah. And another one I had thought about recently, because I was watching Harry Potter with Vanara, and I was like, this is Star Wars. You got the young man who didn't know he had powers, and his relative died, and this older guy came and took him to a new place, taught him about his powers, and he's the chosen one, all of that stuff. I was like, this is Star Wars.
There's so much stuff. Like it's a big old coincidence, but you got to think like, wait a minute, this might not be a coincidence. Now that I think about it.
Right. Oh man. Even with video games, sometimes you get that. There's a lot of games that try to be like Legend of Zelda, RPG type style.
100%.
That's one thing I wanted to talk about, like video games. I wanted to try to make that interesting. You know what I'm saying? And then we could have a segment to where you tell me like, discuss like Venaris doesn't know these new video games like Overwatch. What's the one? God dog it. The video game where you have like it's like they're in a spaceship running around. They don't have arms. It's just one big eye. and they're trying to sabotage each other.
Oh, Among Us.
Among Us, yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd
So-
be interesting. You gotta do some. That'd be very fun. It kind of reminds me. There's that nostalgia critic. You have Tamara doesn't know or Tamara hasn't seen, like where
Yeah.
where she hasn't watched movies before, and then she watches it and she's like, "Oh, this is actually really good." Except if you watch it, if you play a game and you don't like it, even Nars doesn't like.
I'm gonna do that with the animes too, because I'm trying to look for something other than Dragon Ball Z and something that I could really get into. Nari showed me a few of them. What's the one about the I only saw like 2 episodes of it because I like My Hero Academia, and then the one about the what'd you say?
I'm not a big fan of My Hero Academia. I think it's it's a little too similar to a couple other shows like X-Men and stuff. But,
Yeah, it's like X-Men meets Saved by the Bell.
What's the other one she showed you?
The one where at the beginning they find a young lady and she's like a vampire or something, and they put something in her mouth, and then he's taking her around and trying to just calm her down or something like that.
I've never seen that one.
It's
But
real
This
famous.
sounds interesting.
Yeah, and she has like this round thing taped to her mouth.
Oh, Demon Slayer. It's
okay.
I personally I've never gotten into like modern anime. A lot of it's a little too cheesy. A little too cheesy for my taste. But I do think a couple of them are good. My Hero is pretty fun. If you do want some recommendations for modern anime, I mean, I don't think Naruto's modern anymore, but if you've seen it, like just the first show is really good. It is very good.
Okay.
And I also recommend. There's another show that I'm thinking of. A lot of these shows, they're still going on. They're very long to get into, but I picked Naruto. Just like the first show, not Shippuden. That's like when he's older. Just the first one. If you're into the first show and you're like, oh, I could watch more of this, you could definitely watch Shippuden. But like that's only if you really wanted to watch more of that. But Naruto, it's fun. It's like the Dragon Ball before Dragon Ball Z, And another one I'd recommend. I keep forgetting what the name of it is, but it is another anime, but it is fun. It is. I'm thinking of it. My brain doesn't want to work, but it was very fun that I remember watching it. It's Blue Exorcist.
I haven't heard of that one.
Basic plot is he's like the son of like the devil or something, and his whole thing is like he wants to defeat the devil so that way he can get revenge for being the son of the devil. And like he's like you everyone sees me as this monster, and I gotta defeat him so that way everyone sees me as a hero. And he goes to like a monster school, and it's very good. It's a very good show. I recommend that one too.
That reminds me of another cartoon. Nairi's been showing me a whole bunch of them, but it's a real entertaining cartoon. And what was it about? It's like Hotel something, and it's like the daughter of the devil, and you know which one I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I'm not a fan of it.
You don't like that one?
No, I don't like it. There's too much. It's too all over the place for me. Personally, I don't like it. I don't like it because like the writing's not my favorite. It's just a lot of they just keep saying fuck in a lot of that. They just in place of good dialogue to me. So it's fun. It's a very popular show, and I get if people like it. It's just not my personal choice. I wouldn't compare Blue Exorcist to it.
I gotta look that up.
It is an acquired taste.
Well, that's what I kind of like. I like something new that you can check out. And you said you hadn't heard of this Uncle Samsonite?
No, I haven't. I don't know what. Have you heard of it?
I have not. And like I said, I was on it was one of the comments left on YouTube when I was doing the last podcast, and it was like, you got to check out Uncle Samsonite. And I was like, I haven't heard of it. And then the comments, they were saying some stuff about it. So it's on YouTube. That was describing it, this individual, which I really appreciated. Wherever you
Oh,
are.
I see it. It's a it's a YouTube series. It looks very interesting. I haven't seen it, but it looks nice. I recommend you check it out. Always good to give somebody who's like, fresh into filmmaking, doing like get something good out of it. It's really good. It looks pretty fucking decent.
Okay.
I recommend it. I recommend it. I love watching like YouTuber projects and stuff like that with people who set up their own little studios and make their own like short films. I love that. So, give a creator a shot. It's been out for 7 years apparently. So, if people are still talking about it 7 years later, it must be good enough to remember.
Right. And the independent people are actually making stuff better than the Hollywood people. In my opinion, they even have like some Batman projects, and it's like the stories are a lot better. And then they have like some live action Mario movies, and it's like really adult-ish, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, it's just a whole lot better.
A fan film that's like really good. I recommend is Logan the Wolf. It's very good. It's like it's a short film, but it's like Wolverine if he was a Viking, and it's really good. I recommend it.
Nice.
That's
would
pretty
be cool. Good. It's kind of like the one they had about Batman when he was a samurai.
Yeah, or kind of like Batman when he was like a detective in the UK or something like that, when he was like hunting Jack the Ripper. It was very cool stuff like that.
That was a nice little twist at the end of the movie. I'm not giving it away, but if you guys can research that movie, that's not the Long Holiday, is it?
No, Long Halloween is different. No.
Okay. But it was really good.
Gotham by Gaslight is what I'm thinking of.
Okay. And Marvel might be taking over as far as Marvel versus DC. Another good subject to talk about. Marvel is kicking ass what he was in live action. But DC is still kicking ass in animation. You know what I'm saying?
It is like in the battle for which is doing better. I think DC is actually doing better comic wise as well. Marvel is not doing so hot as of late with movies. They have a couple of good ones now and then, but it feels like they forgot their roots. Kind of, they're neglecting their comics and focusing entirely on movies and shows, and they're getting a little bit of a dip in quality now.
Oh, you talking about Marvel?
Yeah. But, DC looks like they're trying to mount a comeback soon. Hopefully, get something good out of it. A little remake.
Yeah. And to be fair to Marvel, there's so much copyright and tape that has to be pulled with characters. I mean, they've had to fight long and hard just to get Spider-Man in the Avengers, and it's so much that they have to get through, and you can't do certain like the end game and other things. They were supposed to have Wolverine in that as part of, or even like a Civil War. It was a little bit different in the comics. Even like what's his name? That was in the movie. They had the Incredible Hulk, David Banner, and Iron Man create. What's his name? The whole movie about him. You know what I'm talking about? No, not Vision. The one that was the enemy.
Ultron.
God, I must be getting sleepy or something, mentally fatigued. That was actually created by Hank Pym, I think it was, in the comics.
Ant-Man, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it was, I kind of understand why they're not going exactly by the comics, and I want to do this as a disclaimer. I put on Facebook that I'm kind of done with Marvel and Star Wars as of right now. But it seems like, and then they think that, it's only because they're like making certain characters, was it non-binary or something like that? It's not that, okay? I don't have prejudice against anybody like that, But
there is a noticeable dip in quality, I think, though. Like, like the writing is not as good as it used to be. Like they had some good stuff, but I feel like they're being too they're getting too what's it called? Complacent, you know what I mean? Like they're getting like docile. They're like, this is fine. We don't need to do anything experimental now. We're just gonna keep going to formula,
But that's the whole thing right there. They're like, we're gonna do something experimental, but we're gonna make Hawkeye non-binary. And I was like, okay, great. How does that tie into the story? He's non-binary. Oh, we're gonna turn this person from a woman into from a man to a woman. Okay, great. How does that tie in? She's a woman, and it just sucks, you know, or they make her a Mary Sue or something. So that's my whole complaint.
Well, I don't mind if they change the gender of a character or something, as long as the story at least is good, you know.
Right.
Like, you know, if they do it, that's like, oh, it's a new interpretation of the character. That's cool, you know. There's like a female version of Spider-Man. There's a couple female versions of a lot of characters. I feel like it's cool. It's a different adaptation, but you know, if it doesn't, it gives people a bad taste already when they first hear about it. So you have to, like, you know, hopefully win them over with a good story, and they haven't really been winning people over because the story is never good. So
Right.
they
Case
gotta
in
gotta
point.
work on writing it.
Well, case in point, you know, I was really excited when I heard about the all-female Ghostbusters, and then movie, it's like you don't get that same essence that you did with the other characters. And it's like it was just kind of all over the place. And I was like, they needed to, first of all, it shouldn't have been a remake. They should have had a continuation, like a Ghostbusters 3 with them in there or something like that. But they made a remake of it, and I was like, no. And then they did the remake. They had great female actors, and they could have did so much with that, but they just didn't explore their comical talents. If you ask me, they could have did so much with their talents. You know,
They're really good. I used to watch a lot of them in SNL. They were pretty funny. They had a lot of good skill. I think again, people weren't into it from the moment they saw them. They weren't into it. A lot of people. So you know, again, the way that they had to do it was they had to win them over with a story that was, you know, entertaining and fun to watch. And again, they never really utilized them properly in that story. A lot of
right,
movies, a lot of movies do that. There's a lot of examples of a movie changing something and then it being very good to the plot. So the plot being good, so everybody's fine with it, you know. But
right,
again, if you change something drastically and then you just don't deliver on a good story, people aren't gonna like it. I feel like that's pretty obvious. A lot of studios change stuff, but they sacrifice a lot of the story elements because of it.
right.
I can't think of an example currently of a movie that changed something and people enjoyed it and like kept watching it. Uh, I can't think of it. My brain's not working because I'm tired as well. But
Me too.
there was that show Wednesday, a show about the Addams family. They switched it up. It was supposed to be an Addams family show, but they switched it up and focused on the on Wednesday, the daughter, right?
Mhm.
And
Right,
people were like, "Ah, I just wanted to watch an Addams family show," but they changed the plot enough for people to enjoy it and get into it, you know. And they're
right,
like, "Oh, this is a different adaptation. This is interesting. Kind of like it." Like they have to change up. If they change something up, people are gonna be a little, you know, put off. But they, again, if you win them over with a good story, they're gonna enjoy it. They're gonna enjoy it and they have a good time, and they'll go back and recommend it to their friends. Like, oh, this is a little different, but I recommend it. You know, people will. That's the way. That's the way to do. That's the way you gotta do it. Yeah, no, they haven't been doing that as of late.
no, not really. And like I said, they just think that one concept will carry it. I think another example of that, you know, like the in Black Panther 2, where they had I forgot her name, like the main bodyguard of the
Nakia, I
female.
think.
Yeah, and they just came at the end and they showed her as being like lesbian. It was like, okay, my love, and I was like, okay, well, she was supposed to be engaged to the other guy. I know that their relationship was messed up, but they could have explored that a lot better. And it kind of felt like they were just throwing it in our face. Okay, look, we're pandering, and you know, here's the inclusion. That's, you should just like it because of the inclusion. I was like, no, make a story. How did they fall in love? How did they break up with the other dude? You know what I'm saying? A little in depth. You know what I'm saying?
I do agree with that. If they're gonna change a character that's already in the show, like it's already in the movies, that's established, you gotta explain why they suddenly changed. You know, it's not
Right.
like it's not like it's out of the blue. Because even in that movie, I think she says something. No, that's a different bodyguard. Oh wait, no. Nakia is not the lesbian one. It's a different guard. They're both bald though, so it's easy to confuse them. So like, I guess it's not Nakia. It's a different person. Now I'm looking at the scene, but I mean, it still should be explained a little bit. Like explore these characters. Don't just have a one-off scene. Explore, what these characters. These are interesting people. You're showing interesting stuff about them. Want to learn more about them. Expand on them. Do something cool.
Right. And woo, man, you give me a lot to think about, man. It's like 20 different subjects. So I'm gonna have to add you to the group chat, and then we can discuss it there. What subject we could talk about next and stuff. Because I love, as you can see, movies, anything entertainment, movies, television shows, video games. Well, nobody plays board games anymore, but just anything in the entertainment world.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stray away from it and what he's going through. We can briefly talk about that, but I want to get into more, just like, talking about the essence of the entertainment, the creativity side.
Lighthearted stuff, little fun stuff.
Yes, fun stuff. You said it right there. And it's enough to be depressed about. It's enough to be scared about in this world. We need to start having a little bit more fun in this world. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even like when we was talking about different foods and stuff that we was coming up with, and foods they used to have versus what they're having now. I would even like to do a segment where I try different stuff, because everybody's into this kombucha and this what's that tea that everybody's drinking now?
Explain what's with the tea? Like, is it the one with the balls in it, like boba?
Yeah, boba tea. That's it. Boba tea. I would like to try some of that.
I don't like it personally.
You don't like it?
I guess it depends on the place. You gotta find a good place that sells it. If you get a bad place, it's gonna taste awful. Like, I was at an event recently. They had a little cart set up, like a boba shop, and they had horchata flavored boba, and those two things did not mix together at all. It was not good. It was not good. So you gotta find the good place, pick a good flavor, and hopefully it's good. Very luck of the draw.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, that's the way it usually is, because every pizza place ain't the same, every burger place ain't the same. So I guess every boba tea place ain't the same, So yeah, it's definitely 9:00. Hold on 1 minute. Shout outs. Everest Productions, the Juice Weezer. Tell me a little bit about that. You said that's just a shout out you want to give.
The Juice Weezers is a channel that me and my friend Jake run. We play games. We live stream sometimes. We play Minecraft. We play Ghostbusters. We play South Park. We play a lot of current games that are out right now, and we have a good time playing them. And Everest Productions is my friend Lord Crit. He set up a production studio in 2020, and I voice act on it. I play Robin in Batman the Animated Series comic dub. And he releases great Star Wars content, great fan films. He's a great film production guy. I 100% recommend you check out his stuff. And it's just a couple of cool people I know that I hope that get out there a bit more. Get their stuff out, enjoy their content.
Oh man, we need to do a segment just on them then, man. All this seems excellent. You know what I'm saying? So, a couple other shout outs before we get out of here. My girl Lovatia, check out her on the Lovatia Experience. She does positive sexual health talks. My boy Barrington Marsons, check him out. His movie Abiding is still on Tubi. He has a lot more coming up. My boy Lamar Hicks, the L Dog, who just left earlier today in this podcast. Flavoring Year podcast. He's taking a hiatus for a little bit. Congratulations to him and his wife. They're expecting a healthy baby girl. Congratulations to them. You can reach out to him at www.hicks2021.com or creativeteamentertainment@gmail.com. If you have not, you're missing out. If you have not been to Amazon and checked out 2 of my books, Planet Furbow and the Heretic Kitten, Blackjack and the Beanstalk, I'm still going to do a live read-through. So if you're a voice actor, let me know. I've been moving. I've been taking care of my family. They come first. So if you guys want to help me out with that, that would be great. Even if we create it through AI, the characters and stuff, I don't care as long as the gets out. David was talking about how he does video games and different stuff. I do it too. I have several video game systems going back to the Atari 2600 to the Xbox One. So I have many different systems. I can play games, even the old arcade games. I have an emulator, which I play my games on. So the old school arcade games that you put quarters in, Superman, Ninja Turtles, all those great arcade games. Of course, if you need to reach out to me, this is KillaKrane Productions, KillaKrane Productions. Please look me up on YouTube. That is the name of the channel, KillaKrane Productions. You can reach out to me at KillaKraneProductions@gmail.com, KillaKrane Productions@gmail.com. You can check me out on Instagram at Vinaris KillaKrane Productions, Vinaris KillaKrane Productions. The name of this podcast is The KillaKrane Speaks On. Please, there's a group that I have on Facebook, and I communicate a lot through there. So The KillaKrane Speaks On. Please check me out on Facebook. And I have a personal account. I'm kind of selective with that, but I'm getting better with it. Any other shout out, Davids, before we get out of here?
None come to mind, so I think we're good for now. Wait, hold on. I would like to, put out there that I will, me and my friend, will be streaming and on Halloween. If anybody's doing anything on Halloween, not doing anything, we're gonna be streaming some horror games, having a good time. So if you mark your calendars, I guess if anybody's watching, you're gonna be playing some games, some horror games. Maybe even discussing some horror movies, having a good time. 100%. If anybody wants to check it out, Juice Weezers with a Z and an I. I mean, I don't know how anybody spells it yet. Juice Weezers, based off of the hit film Encino Man. Got to wheeze a little juice, buddy, and that's it.
So y'all, if you didn't hear him, check him out on Halloween. Can they just go to YouTube in the search bar and put in the Juice Weezer, and that'd be good enough?
100%, yes.
Okay.
Very
Great.
unique name. You got lucky enough to not get too common.
Right. It is very unique, and it gets people interested once they hear it. So that's definitely something you want to search and Google and stuff like that. So very unique name. So we are getting out of here. Like I said, and I got a number of other projects. I'm doing a Family Matters continuation scenario. If you guys want to help me out with that, one for a different world. I'm still working on all that. So I'd like to thank David here for the Grim. What was that again? I'm sorry.
The Grim Fate and the Juice Weezer.
The Juice Weezer and the Grim Fate. I'd like to thank you for joining today. I'd like to thank Lamar Hicks, the L-Dog, for joining us today. I'd like to thank for those who are watching us currently and who will be watching us on YouTube. I surely appreciate it. If you have any ideas for any future podcasts or any projects that you'd like for us to do, let me know immediately. Thanks, guys. Every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Same bat time or same crane time, same crane channel. All right. Take it easy, guys. All right. I'll let you next week.